Today I want to do something a little bit different. Normally I give you tips and tricks on how to, I give you helpful suggestions on how to improve your sex life so that it's not a chore anymore and then you actually genuinely and authentically want and enjoy it so that you can have that intimacy heartbeat in your relationship with your husband. But today I think I'm going to deviate a little bit from that path and share a personal experience that I recently had. But before I do that, I want to let you know who I am. My name is Janna Denton-Howes, and I am a desire coach for women married to men, not because that's a judgment, I get asked about that all the time, but because that's just the dynamic that I specialize in. So if that's you, or if not, and you're totally cool with me using the words husband and wife all the time, then please stick around. So I talk a lot about how to handle painful sex because it's a very common thing that women unfortunately deal with. And I have never had any personal experience with that until recently. Actually, for the last 4 months, I've been dealing with some pretty intense pelvic pain brought about by, yes, an intercourse injury. How ironic. And yet, I've been able to continue having enjoyable, pleasurable weekly experiences with my husband in which I feel totally comfortable, safe, happy, pleasured, all of the wonderful things, and get that connection with my husband as well. How have I done this? That's what I want to share with you in this video. It does feel a little bit vulnerable because normally the only place that I share my experiences in is in my program, Wanting It More. And in that space, we have, a lot of container of safety and a community has built. So if you're watching this and you somehow know me personally, or you're just not interested in hearing about my personal sex life, stop watching, okay? Other than that, I think it's important for us to decrease shame in our culture around sex. Everyone's having it. Why can't we talk about it? We go into movie theaters and watch perfect strangers have sex when you're sitting with perfect strangers. So, and I also have my husband's permission, which really helps the situation. Thanks, John. Didn't know you were signing up for this when you got married to me 20 years later, did you? Just kidding. My husband is totally on board with this mission. Okay, so the way I do it is absolutely trusting my intuition. There's no way around it. Following my pleasure, trusting my intuition, and staying very connected to my body. I lead the experience so that I am always in control of how I feel. That's not just when I'm experiencing pain. That's all the time, because as a woman, I have different needs and requirements than my husband does. That's what equity is. Everyone gets what they need to feel safe and comfortable. Equity is not 50-50. We, as men and women, we're in different cultural frameworks. We have had different effects by society on us. And we are usually, especially women who I serve, who are not wanting and enjoying it as much, are the more have more sophisticated systems, which just means that our likes and dislikes and requirements change very frequently. And so why would we make our husbands read our minds? That would be painful for them and painful for us. And so it just makes sense to lead the experience so that you can experience that safe, comfortable container of safety. So what we did, I'll give you an example of our last sexual experience. I came into my office where I do my morning stretches, and I was doing them and I was feeling a little bit of relief. We normally have sex on Sunday mornings, and so I was essentially, letting my husband sleep in and doing what I needed to do to take care for my body. And I was thinking about my upcoming sexual experience and what would feel nourishing and delightful and full of self-care. And I thought, well, 2 things have been really helping me with pain, and I could bring those into the sexual experience. One is stretching, being in certain yoga positions and stretching certain parts of my body, so I could incorporate that into my sexual experience. I could also incorporate heat, which is something that has been really helping me. We are going through a heat wave right now, so I'm feeling heat all the time, but I have a wonderful heat pack. And so I thought, okay. So I went into the bathroom, yes, we all pee, and I was peeing, and I looked at the bathtub and I thought, hot water, heat, that would be fun. So I invited my husband to join me for a bath. And it was relaxed. We just sat at either ends of the tub. We talked. He held my feet. That felt wonderful. I don't like foot massages. I like them to be held. I played with his groin area. I guess I can say the word. His penis. It feels really awkward because normally I do this within my community and there's safety for me. So hopefully I'm creating safety myself here. And it was just fun and playful. There was no pressure. And the minute I felt like my body needed to move and get out of that tub was the minute I did it. So I listened to my body, and I was experiencing a little bit of pain, but it wasn't abnormal, and I was happy to continue because I felt that I could nourish myself and really care for myself in that experience. Then we moved to the bedroom, and I'm deciding how much should I share. Oh, this is tough. So many cultural messages are going against me right now. So if this has been helpful for you, please comment below and provide some encouragement for me, or send me an email or a DM or whatever, because I rarely do this just inside of wanting it more, which feels different. So we moved to the bed, and I thought, well, what do I want? Do I want an orgasm today? And my pelvic floor said, no, we don't really want some contracting. And so I just I put the heat pack on top of me. I was naked. That felt really safe and comfortable. And I just used my husband's groin area to regulate my nervous system by thinking of it like a piece of clay. I don't know if you've ever, I think, thrown clay on a wheel. Is that what it's called? And it's in your hands and you're molding it, and it feels very meditative and creative. And that's what I did with my husband's genitals. And lots of oil and lots of breathing. I was humming at one point because that was nourishing for my body. And he finished, and I laid down next to him. I felt so satisfied. He felt so satisfied. And we just kind of drifted in and out of sleep together, just feeling really warm and connected, and had that oxytocin flowing between us. I had my heat pack on me the whole time. And there you go. In that way, I was able to have a sexual experience while still experiencing some degree of pain. You will notice that my perfectly legitimate sexual experience did not involve intercourse. My body has not wanted that the last 4 months, which has been totally fine. Connection and pleasure are the goals of sex, not anything else arbitrary that had been portrayed by the media. And it was wonderful. It helped. It boosted my mood. It gave me that nourishment I needed. I felt a lot more relaxed. So it was healing for me. It helped us feel connected. We did a lot of talking, and again, those endorphins, oxytocin, dopamine really help bond you as a couple. So I hope I shared this in wanting it more, and I got a lot of great feedback from women who are also dealing with chronic pain, and how you may design an experience that really works for you, and not just try to, force yourself to do something that you have in your mind, this formula that we have in our minds about what sex should look like. So if that was helpful for you, I encourage you to, if you're brave enough, which I hope you are, because this is very brave for me to do, comment below, give this a like wherever you're finding it, on Facebook, YouTube, in your email, on the blog, all the places that these videos end up on. And just let me know if this was helpful for you, to help you expand the possibilities of what sex could look like, especially when you are experiencing pain. All right, all my love to you. I'll talk to you in the next one.